The meltdowns and the tantrums have begun. And this by Michael Snyder. Donald Trump just completed the greatest political comeback in U.S. history by winning the presidential election of 2024 in a landslide. And this truly is a nightmare scenario for the political establishment on the left. For the past 8 years, they have been trying to do whatever they can to get rid of their arch enemy. They impeached him twice. They dragged him to a court time after time. They actually got him convicted on 34 felony counts. And they have been using the full force of the corporate media to demonize him relentlessly 24 hours a day for years. But all of their efforts have failed. And now the worst thing that they can imagine has actually happened. Donald Trump is going back to the White House, and the meltdowns and the tantrums have begun. Today I watched a lot of the meltdown videos that have gone viral on social media, and the language in many of those videos is so inappropriate that I just can't share them with you, but I can share a compilation of meltdowns that happen on the big news networks once it becomes obvious that Trump was going to win the election that Fox News has put together. These people are horrified. For decades, the corporate media told us that what to think, and to a large degree, it worked, but it is not working anymore. Many media personalities on the left don't seem to understand that the political environment in this nation has fundamentally shifted because they continue to preach their leftist nonsense at us as if we were 5-year-old children. For example, the following is what one of the co-hosts of The View, Sunny Hostin, had to say on the morning following Trump's victory. I'm profoundly disturbed. I think if you look at the New York Times this morning, the headline was, America makes a perilous choice. And I think in 2016 we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration. But we know now, and we now know now that he will have almost unfettered power. And so I worry not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class. I worry about my mother, a retired teacher. I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their medicine. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights, and now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should not be prevented from employment in this country, because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons, and so that box better be taken off, and I think our health care system is now at risk, she said. They aren't going to stop now. After 8 years of doing it, they are way too invested in demonizing Trump to suddenly pull the plug. Many celebrities were also freaking out in the immediate aftermath of Trump's victory. Ominously, Jamie Lee Curtis is urging those on the left to fight against tyranny, quote unquote. Jamie Lee Curtis encouraged Harris supporters to continue to fight against tyranny one day at a time, and said Trump's victory means a sure return to a more restrictive, some fear draconian time. Does this mean fight in a political sense, or is she talking about something else? Bette Midler decided that the best way to respond to the election was to post a photo threatening to drink a bottle of Drano, what you clean your drains with. Bette Midler on Wednesday posted a photo threatening to drink a bottle of Drano, a toxic household cleaning chemical, if Trump won, and after the results were revealed, she heard a quote about the presidency being won by men who are intrinsically the most devious and mediocre, before deactivating her X account. Sadly, there will be people that are so depressed about the election results that they really will consider doing themselves, kicking the bucket. If you are one of those people, don't do it. No politician or political cause is worth dying for. Some of the left are expressing their anger at the Democratic Party for messing up this election so badly. In fact, Adam McKay is actually suggesting that it's time to abandon the Democrats. Adam McKay, director of political satire Don't Look Up, expressed frustration, said it was time to abandon the Democratic Party. Who would have guessed, lying about Biden's cognitive health for 2 years, refusing to do an open convention for a new nominee, never mentioning public health care, and embracing fracking the Cheneys and a year long would not be a winning strategy. And where is he going to go? Does he plan to start a new third party? Good luck with that all. Interestingly, even pharmaceutical company CEOs were apparently freaking out after Trump won. Sources tell me top 5 CEOs of pharmaceutical companies are holding an emergency teleconference at 1 p.m. A lawyer has confirmed that everyone is in a state of panic. I can understand definitely why they would be so alarmed. Donald Trump intends to give RFK Jr. a prominent place in his administration, and RFK Jr. wants to fundamentally reform our system and make it possible to hold these pharmaceutical companies responsible for the crimes they have been committing. I really hope that Donald Trump, RFK Jr., Elon Musk, and the rest of the crew are able to make a lot of changes that they have been discussing. But every time they try to do something really big, the left is going to go bananas. For the moment, the left is in shock, but once the shock wears off, they will fight, and we will see the sort of unrest in our streets that I have been warning about for many years. Even now, major leftist organizations are starting to discuss their plans to resist the Trump administration policies. The election may be behind us, but the battle for the direction of this nation is far from over. This is by Michael Snyder on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, Why, is available on paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecy of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the most important news, and he always freely, happily allows others to republish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.